Alrighty, we are here at the Blaze Farm. Let me turn it off for a sec. It is quite noisy, but yeah, this is probably the first large project we have done, and it is quite effective. Noisy, but effective. Now, there was one issue with this farm, but it's mostly good. So essentially how it works is we'll take a peek in here. Oh, it's really easy to fault there. From the sides, this side here is probably the best place to look. So there's a flying machine there which flies to and fro, and there's another one that goes back and forth along there, which you would have seen in the intro clip. And it's the same sort of thing in this one here, although blazes tend to have this property where they try to fly up to be with the same Y level as you. So what that means is this top cell is super effective, but as you can see here, these blazes sort of flying up. This cell here, because it's lower than the killing chamber, it does have that issue, so something we're to keep an eye out for. And then down here we have a Pez dispenser. If you do not know what that is, it's essentially, well, it gets its name from the Pez lollies there. You would sort of push down on it and one lolly would come out the bottom. That's sort of the idea, and essentially it releases one minecart at a time, and then you'll go up and then you go down back into the top. This here is the comparator clock which controls the timings. It's essentially comparator pulse extender, and then every time it turns off, it will repower itself as long as and the offline's not powering it, and that controls the minecarts, and the sort of pressure plates at the top controls the minecarts and also controls that clock. Well, through the minecarts and also the flying machines, that's what I meant to say. So it is been quite effective. We do have a bunch of blaze rods, however they're being used for a project, so there's none in there. But yeah, it's been quite happy with it. As you can see, the kill chamber, you would notice that the pistons fire. I'm gonna do that. Oh, there we are. That will stay on for a little while, 5 minutes to be exact. But yeah, let's move down here and see the bottom chamber. This is something I find really, I've done something really interesting. So, oh, I forgot I can just shift. You'll notice that the pistons fire, yeah, just like that. So what's essentially happening is the pistons are actually pulling the blaze into the corner so that the next minecart that goes past can actually pick them up. So that we don't have to rely on entities pushing each other to get into the corner to be able to pick them up. We can always pick up the last blaze. So like there's one blaze here in the moment, it's going to get picked up just like so. And then you can see the flying machine flying through it. Essentially, it's got a block. It is the reason why it is a redstone block is because I just want to be able to detect when it's still, so I can do that when it's stopped. But I haven't implemented that, and I don't think I plan to. So, but I'll leave the redstone block there for now. But it is something that we might do in the future. However, really gotta learn not to kill myself in this farm. Oh yeah, I forgot to get the ladder. Headbutt that and land. Yeah, so as you can see, it locks to pump out the blazes, so there we are. Yeah, it works and it works well. The issue with this farm was trying to get the blazes in one spot. The easiest way was to use minecarts because essentially there's only a couple ways you can move a blaze. You can move them with lava, which is really slow, or you could also move them with pistons, but going down's pretty easy, going up not so much, so I made the decision to use minecarts. I know it's a couple entities moving around, but it really is only 6 minecarts, which is enough to make it so there's always a minecart moving whilst the clock's running. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. So that this sort of intersection is always ready to go. Now, because I used packed ice for the floor, which it doesn't need it, to be honest, it doesn't. It does make it a little bit faster because sometimes it shoots the blazes across the room. But because I did use packed ice, we do get regular mob spawns, so we can get zombie pigmen and also wither skeletons, although it's not an effective farm for those materials, for those mobs, so... And I suppose there is an issue that magma cubes could spawn in there, which... now that I've thought of that, I might change it. But for now, I'm going to keep it that way. And yeah, so that is being the Blaze Farm. Hope this showcased that pretty well. Oh, no, I forgot to showcase. I'm talking about the top before we finish. Oh, the top here. Let me activate it again. Oh no, I need the rockets. Watch. And then we'll go here. So essentially what's happening here is mobs are getting ejected onto blocks, and then a piston is being, or the detector rail is powering the pistons on a large delay to push the blazes down. Now, the reason why it is 3 blocks there is because of the wither skeletons, because if you don't have that, if it's only 2 blocks, they will spawn on the rails, and the issue with that is... Oh, there you go, good, a perfect example, thank you wither skeleton. Is they will spawn on the rails, and then the next minecart will hit it and not go into the pestle sensor, and it causes backlogs. One thing it is important to note, because we are using flying machines and moving minecarts, is that the off switch is vital, not just because of lag, you don't want it to have it running when you don't need to, but due to the fact is if you unload the chunks whilst the flying machine is moving, it can cause issues with the flying machine freezing, and same with minecarts, although because it's all angled, the minecarts I'm not too worried about that, but the flying machines I am. So that's why we've got the on switch on pressure plates as opposed to having a physical lever. It essentially ensures that someone standing here is standing here to use the farm, and if they're just in the area to collect drops and stuff, they can safely log off. Although I have told everyone not to log off here anyway, just on off chance they log off whilst flying machines are still moving. So that is pretty much it for the Blaze Farm. It's got very decorated walls as well, but yeah, just the walls. Yeah, and yeah. So I hope this was sort of inspiring and sort of explains sort of how I went about doing it. I can go into more detail, but honestly, it's just a bunch of small, simple stuff which are put together, which hopefully I've shown everything, which I think I have. Yeah, so you guys should also be able to work, do this yourselves as well. Also, this due to the issue of the blazes trying to fly up, I might also choose another build another blaze farm further out, which does it where the spawners are closer Y levels, where we can have the player standing below it all. I already do have a location for it, but I think for now this will serve us just fine. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please, if you got any feedback, please leave it down below. Leave a comment and yeah, leave a like as well. Thank you. Bye bye.